started last week and trying to get this to completion. So I have a little bit of smoothing to do, fill in this spot. I'm going to add a front. I gotta add all the keys and stuff, so I'm gonna plug in the glue gun so it's ready to go once we're done here. Alright. Let's see, I need to fill in this bottom corner, so I'll start with that. That's probably all I'm going to need. I was working on this over the weekend. I'm kind of glad I did because I spent a few hours building up more of this base, and it would have probably been kind of boring. So it was a good opportunity to get that done and not like have too boring of a stream to watch. I started using water on this. Oops. I'm realizing I could smooth it out a bit more with that. So there's a couple areas here, like this peak, where I use a little bit of water to smooth it out. I don't know if I'm going to do that for the rest of this or not. Some of it I can just kind of go over with my finger. And it being smooth is like better because like all these little ridges, it's more possibility of like the clay not like, or not the clay rather, but the mold halves not fitting back together exactly right. So I'm going to try to minimize that kind of misalignment. I'm going to fill this in because the earlier ones that I made, they had they kind of like curved down onto themselves instead of having like a flat area toward the bottom. So I think I'm gonna try to do the same thing here. So I'm gonna fill a bunch of this in first before I put the keys in. I found that the first one fit together a bit better that way instead of having like the flat bottom. Just it being like square, it's a little harder to get it to kind of like meet the corners exactly right. So I'm kind of going to just use this repeatedly to measure it, well, and kind of like pack it in so it's, I don't have to do a lot of like filling once it's on. I should be able to get this entire mold done today because the stuff I'm going to use sets pretty fast. So once I get this all smoothed out, I can mix that up and get it poured and then 45 minutes later, I can open it up and do the other half. So I'll try to move kind of quick on this. So I'm just kind of clumping this in here for now, because I just want to fill the space. And the stuff I'm going to use sets pretty fast. I used it, I started using it last week, instead of the teal clay, silicone I was using earlier. This other stuff just sets a lot faster. And it's like got pros and cons to that though. Sometimes fast is your enemy, depending on like the complexity of your mold. Though I started pressurizing it. Like typically with silicone, I'll vacuum it, degas it, so it like expands the air in it and tries to force that to rise to the top so that it escapes. You can also pressurize it. Instead of pulling the air out, you're just trying to compact it, so then it removes bubbles by just making them so small they're basically invisible. Alright, so I'll probably start smoothing this over. This clay sticks to itself pretty well, so I don't have to do a whole lot except like blend it. I started using this by the recommendation of another artist. It's Sculptex brand. I bought it where I buy my resin and silicone. It comes in these like flat, they're not quite bricks, they're like planks almost. And it comes in like soft, medium, and hard, and this is the medium, which when I was they had an open pack in the store, so you could kind of just see what the texture is like. And I thought this might be too hard, but I think it's actually just right. The soft would have been like way too soft. Now that I am using this, but everyone's different, like as far as what you're looking for in a material like this. So the soft might be better for you. This stage of like mold making is kind of less interesting, but it's a necessary part if you're doing a two-part mold. Why switching to this clay was good is because the stuff I was using before was this like Michael's brand plasticine, and it's fine, but after like I used it a few times, it got pretty hard, so working with it just like took longer. So that just adds to like time and makes the whole process longer. So this kind of remedies that issue that I was having. You can see I'm not really trying to worry too much about smoothing it. I'm just trying to get like an even surface, or like a flowing surface, I guess. And then once I feel like this is adequate, I'll go and smooth it over, because I have to do the rest of it as well, so there's no point in kind of doing the rest and then coming back and doing this and doing it all over again. Just doubles your work. Okay. So now I'm going to have to add some like down here to kind of close up that space. But it's not going to be, I'm not going to do too much. So I'll put some across the top. I like build it out and then just press it in with the acrylic to get it like into the right place, and then I'll smooth it over. It doesn't need to be like square either, so it's fine that it's like a little off as far as like the angle of the front part. So I can add a little bit more on this left side. This is where I changed in some of the recent molds, where I like left a gap at the front here and let the silicone just fill that. But I kind of felt like it was just made the fit less, I don't know, good, I guess, as far as like when I would put the two halves together, I had to kind of like wriggle it around more to get them to meet exactly right. So I think this is a little bit better. Yeah, so now I'll just smooth this out. And this clay is so sticky that this like sidewall here is just held on by the clay itself. There's no glue or anything holding it on quite yet. So I'm going to kind of do the same here to get like the rough shape, and then I have to put the alignment keys in, which just like these little dot impressions. Which will make more sense when I'm actually doing it. It's like a fairly large mold for such a small part. This green piece that's in here. But the previous mold I made for it was like fine, but it was sloppy, like pretty wasteful. So I'm like in the process of finishing remakes of a lot of my molds for the first set that I made, and so this is one that just like needs it. I'm gonna fill in this corner. I'm gonna do some of this without putting the wall up. It'll just be a little faster. Okay, this is getting close to, yeah, so then it's like pretty much ready there. This doesn't need to be like perfectly aligned because I'm going to seal the edges with hot glue. Just need it to be like pretty good. Now I just got to smooth this out. I haven't tried brushing it yet. I've just been using these clay tools, so I'm not sure how good or bad that'll work. I think I need a little bit of resistance, so the tools are probably better. A brush is probably too soft. So the water doesn't really melt the surface, but it just makes it kind of I guess it kind of does dissolve like the very surface, but a brush probably is going to leave its own like texture behind anyway, so you want it to be smoother if you're going to do that. So silicone tools are probably better. Trying to keep my head out of the camera, but I gotta be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, that's pretty good. I can try to smooth this out a little bit more. Actually, I need to refill my little water cup. My office door is not closed, so I might get a brief visit from my, from my cat. He's not very helpful, but he's a good little office partner. He always gives me the butt, never the face. I guess it's just him being a cat. Alright, let's see. Do I have a bigger... I have some other tools that are like a little bit bigger. Hey, no. You go out the way you came in. Now what I don't know is how long this stuff will take to dry by me doing this. Because I could probably use the air hose on my pressure tank or air compressor to like remove some of the surface water. I'm not trying to get like a smooth surface. I just want it to be no like grit left behind or anything. Also because I know water and resin don't play well together, so I just assume that silicone and water don't play well together either. This is already mostly dry. Trying to define this edge a little bit. Hey Cap, how's it going? I'm finishing up a mold I started on Friday. I did a little bit of work over the weekend on it, so I'm just trying to get it to a point where I can pour the silicone so I can be a little closer to being done with this series. Alright, so I gotta put all the keys in, so I guess I'll do that now. Well, that's awesome. Then it's like worth, you know, the purchase. Actually, I'm gonna glue this guy in first. I'm gonna put these, I gotta put bumps on the outside that are keys so that it like aligns. What's like the story? Like what's the point of the game, or like the general gameplay? Because I haven't watched any any gameplay of it, so I don't know like how what you're actually doing. Is it like third person, first person? What's like the story of the game? I think that's sealed. Yeah. Alright, I gotta put some little glue dots on here to, they'll just be the keys for the outside of the mold. Shit. Yeah, the story is like the probably the biggest question I have about the game because I don't know anything about it. I haven't like read anything about it or tried to keep up, so I'm curious. First person, heist gone bad, new identity. Oh no, I have allergies, so like some days I'm a little sniffly. So today's one of those days. Not like sick, just it comes and goes. I'm also like allergic to cats, and then I have cats, so you know, there's that logic. But I take like allergy meds and stuff, so it's usually fine. Some days it's just a little worse than others. Nothing to worry about though. So is it like espionage, like people are after you, and or is there um like what's like the gameplay mostly? Oh yeah, totally. Nope, I don't really go anywhere except like to the store and then I come right home. So I don't really go out and socialize or anything. Well, that's cool. So it's got like a good variety of stuff you get to do. Yeah, it makes sense. That'd be like kind of tough to put it in a box. I gotta figure out where this. So above that, below that. Awesome. Then it was worth the purchase, worth the wait, which is good. It's better to be like wowed, you know, and having a great time playing it than be like, well, this could have been better. Well, that's good that the bugs are like, you know, kind of not intrusive and not like messing up your play experience. Because like you said, I mean everything's got bugs. You can't like get too upset about that. Awesome. It's got to be pretty exciting waiting for that new piece to come. Well, exciting, more exciting once you get it, of course. Nah, you'll be alright. You know what you're doing. I mean, you had like one goof, it's not too like. But you like, you know, you had that one goof and it's like you'll be extra careful, so it'll be fine. You're not going to do the same thing twice. I wouldn't worry about it. I'll try not to. I'm not known for my good luck, so maybe I shouldn't like, you know, wish it on people. I don't need to pass my curse along. So these are going to be the alignment keys. Yeah, it should be good. I don't need like a shit ton of them. I need just enough. I guess I can put one back here. That's probably good. Alright, so that looks good. Ah, god damn it. It's not the first time I've done that. It's just water, so no big deal. Alright, so this should be good. Just stick this boy on here. Seal this up. It's a little off, but that's fine. That's good. I was thinking about maybe streaming like Borderlands or something from my Xbox, but I know that's like not new and exciting, but that's pretty much all I play, so I know there's still a big like fan base for it though. Just gotta make sure this is like sealed so it doesn't leak. There's not much to like hold it on to with being this like just this thin side of this. Gotta be extra careful. Alright, that should be good. Make sure this bottom is sealed just in case. You never guess what I started getting Facebook ads for this morning. Biltong. Oh no, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I kind of like, I wasn't like used to like working and talking all the time, so it's like sometimes when it's like a little quiet, it's good because I kind of can just focus on what I'm doing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was like, how the hell did no, I feel like it just like I get prompted to like share my Twitch feed to my Facebook page, and I'm like, A, how do you even know about this? And B, like, why are you prompting me? So I assume there's some like backdoor communication between like the platforms where it's like spying on me while I'm streaming. Could be Google ads. But like I feel like either Twitch or Facebook is like listening and be like, oh, you said this word that's very specific, so you must want to buy that. It's not the first time either that I've been like served ads for like some niche thing that I was talking about. Oh yeah, there's gotta be. Gotta try to get you to buy shit by showing you ads. You'd think I'd be getting served like a ton of Cyberpunk ads, but nope. It'd be nice if this would stop like tearing. Yeah, I don't like buy anything off ads that get shown to me either. I'm like, I'm either gonna already be buying the thing and I don't need you to like advertise to me, or I'm not interested at all. I feel like their system is very bad at like recommending things. Yeah, I'll browse occasionally, but I don't buy a whole lot. Alright, so that's good. I gotta do my math. Yeah, right. They can always rely on the algorithm. So let's see, this will be the front. I like aggressively just like hide Facebook ads and shit just as like a passive aggressive get bent. I know it doesn't really do anything, but it makes me feel better. .7. This is the same. This is 4.8, so it's about the same. And then how tall is it? I'm gonna go up to like here. Let's say 6 point. Let's look at this from the back, maybe it's easier. 6.5 is probably good. Okay, so that's the total volume. So let's figure out what that is. So we've got 4.8. Oops, clear. 4.8 times 6.5 times 7. Why does this not have a back? Clear. 7 times 6.5 times 4.8. 218. Okay. It's good that it's got good writing. I mean, that like definitely helps a lot with the immersion. Let's say that's 1. So we've got a bottom layer. This is the side. So we've got a bottom layer that's 1 centimeter tall. Nice. Let's see. Let's say 1.6 wide. So I'm going to get like a cross section here. So I'm trying to get this space. 1.6 is the width. If it's 1 up, then it would be, it's 5.5, so it would be 4.5. Your mod? What's that? Is it like something you've installed, or? Again, my knowledge of this game is pretty limited. Alright, so that'll just be excess, I guess. So then we're at the same width, which is 7. Is that like a part of the game? Or you just mean like someone on your channel? So, bottom layer. Okay. Back wall. Got it. Alright, 1 times 7 times 4.8. So this is 34. The back wall is 4.5 times 7 times 1.6. So that's 50. Okay, so my total volume is 218. The back wall, and this is what, 84? Let's also subtract this off 218. 218 minus what, 84? 134. I think I can safely round this down to 130 because I didn't add on these parts. Okay, so we need 130 ml to fill this space. Split that in half is what, 50, 65? Yeah, because 50 and then 15, 65. 65 ml A and B. And then I can always add some scrap if I need to. Okay, so that off to the side. So where's my stuff? That's resin, that's not it, that's not it. Okay, I'm basically out of it, so I have to get a fresh batch. Fortunately, oh, this is sort of clear. Oh, that's right. I decided to go back to another silicone that I had. Oh wait, never mind, I have it. I thought I had, I forgot that I still had two more. Let's see, glovies. Over? Probably never. Well, I wouldn't say never, but it's like a series. So what I'm working on is trying to get the base set of molds I need to produce, like, oh, hopefully like at least a couple of years, because I want to like add a bunch of stuff to it. I just like released them over the summer, so I have a lot of stuff I want to add to it, like new parts, and I want to do like a line of female characters next year, so 2021. Well, I'll be making different stuff. Like, I won't be doing the same guys over and over again. So, like, they're the way that I'm designing them is like almost like a platform where the guys I'm doing right now, so they're like the base, and I'll have it's like the feet and stuff I've been working on. I was working on the sculpts. Yeah, it is crazy. Like, for as miserable as this year has been, I'm like amazed it's almost over. But so the idea is they're like a platform. So I'm gonna make parts that are interchangeable. So instead of I won't always be doing like a whole figure, right? I might do like a new set of hands, or a new head, or like an accessory, or a new torso or something. So then the parts are all interchangeable. So you can like swap them around and like make different characters and stuff with them. So they're supposed to be a little bit more like interactive than just like putting it on a shelf and forgetting about it. I haven't started doing diorama stuff yet. I spent a lot of time just like learning how to do this stuff, and then I did some commissions for a couple of years, and it wasn't until last fall and this past year where I've been able to kind of work on my own stuff. So I've only been making like my own guys since last fall. And like, it takes time to like make all these different parts. Usually if like at a company, they would have like a team of artists making, you know, different parts of a line. But I'm having to do everything myself because it's just me, so it just, you know, it's as fast as I can work is how fast they come out. So I've only got, you know, so much time every day. And you can see like, and I'm trying to like work faster too now, in the last couple of weeks. Oh, well, there's a whole like community of people that do that. It's just referred to as toy photography, where they'll set up like backgrounds and stuff, and they'll some will add like they add like explosions and light effects and all kinds of stuff. It's like a whole thing. So if you go on like Instagram or whatever and search for toy photography, like the hashtag, you'll see all sorts of stuff. There's like people who just do that. Okay. Yeah, I might have just like misunderstood. Believe me, I wish I had more time to work on stuff. I'm like spending more time on it now than I ever have before. Oh, sideshow stuff? Yeah, sideshow stuff is awesome. Okay, like statues? No, I haven't done any statues yet. I like them being articulated where you can like move them around and stuff. So it's like kind of one or the other, right? You're either doing like a single pose piece like that one, or you're doing stuff that, you know, you can pose in different ways. So there's like compromises on like the detail, because like you can put more detail into a statue because it doesn't have to move, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess Sideshow does, because they do kind of like a gamut of things. Yeah, it's kind of like, as a single artist, you kind of have to pick like one direction for a while. Yeah, Sideshow is not cheap. So because of that, I don't have any Sideshow stuff because I can't afford it. Have you ever heard of like 3A? Ashley Wood, he made this, he used to be a comic artist, and he started this company called 3A Toys, and he made these, kind of like dystopian cyberpunk figures, and they were 12 inches tall, so they were like superposable. And they were really awesome, but again, like, because of the price, I couldn't afford to buy any of them. So doing something like 12-inch scale is like something I like to do in the future. But I just gotta like focus on these 5.5-inch guys for now. Sure. Alright, I gotta prime my air compressor. I'm gonna be using that to compress this silicone once I pour it into the mold. That's very loud. How was that? Okay. Hey Reaver, how's it going? So you and Cap run the same channel? Hi, Mod. Ah, cool. Well, thanks for hanging out. Sorry about the noise, it'll be over shortly. There it goes. Okay. I was just filling my air compressor. Thanks, Cap. I appreciate you coming around pretty frequently. A friend of mine who is local, he was like, yeah, this is very ASMR. You should put that as like a category or something. So I have it in auditory ASMR. I don't know if the visual part would work or not, because I guess, you know, I just gotta be told by other people if they think it does. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. It's like a different thing. I assume it's kind of like there's like that subreddit that's what oddly satisfying, and it's like video clips of things just that are oddly satisfying. And yeah, this is probably not really that. Yeah, it's usually pretty chill. I'm just kind of making my daily progress and, you know, talking about what I'm doing if Cap's not here or no one else is here. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, so what do I need? 65. So I gotta find 2 containers I can use. Oh, I didn't clean this off because I'm a dummy. Alright, let's see, I need 2 containers. That's over 50, that's not. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Alright, so this will be B, I guess, because I have to mix the dye into it. So 65 is like here. And then I gotta clear this one off. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't like poked around, hit the about page. There's like my Instagram is embedded there, and it'll give you like a little more visual idea of like what I'm doing. Since it's like, you know, I'm just like making a mold right now. So I'm gonna pour silicone into this part. The green part is what I'm molding. Everything else is like venting, and this orange thing is like where the resin's gonna go in. So I'm just measuring out the silicone I'm going to use to make this. So I should be able to complete this mold today. Oops, I'm dropping everything. Let's see. Thanks, I guess. Come on, I switched up the music to metal. That's like better, right? How's the lag been, Cap? Is it like okay? I always like, you know, try to keep an eye on it. Oh, the lag, like the chat lag, has it been okay lately? I'm going to add a little bit of dye into this so it is easier to mix. Good. Alright, I gotta stir this up. These being transparent, it's a little tough to know when they're mixed, so a friend of mine who comes in occasionally, he suggested adding dye. So I've started doing it and been pretty happy with the result. So I'm just gonna mix this up first, and then I'll mix that. Pour out the other half, and then mix those. Pour that into the mold. Stuff that into the pressure tank for like a half hour, and then it should be good. And we'll take it out and do it again. I guess that's like mixed well enough. Always Cap's favorite part. It's a necessary evil. Alright, so that's mixed up. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like, you kind of just want to put something on and like relax. That's me. I'm very chill. Alright, now I'm not going to dye this part. That's just so I have a little bit of visual cue that when they're probably mixed thoroughly. It's been pretty helpful since I started doing it like last week. I'll try to be a little bit more mundane. Use my sleepy time voice. Alright, so this is, I'm gonna set this thing. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, so I gotta mix these up. Need a bigger container. This guy, that's probably big enough, right? This is 65 and 65, so 130. Yes, we should be a little shy of halfway. Alright. Do this kind of, doing this high pour helps pull some of the air out. The less air, the better. Scraping the scraper. No, I just think that's hilarious. I will now like forever think of you, Cap, every time I'm doing this. I mean, think of it like you're making a cake, right? You want all the cake batter in the pan, not just like some of it. Cake. I have to make another cake this week. Make myself a little crumbo cake. Is that good? There's a little bit more in there. That's probably good. Yeah, it's like I'm like measuring out how much I need, you know, and like this stuff is obviously super sticky, so it like leaves a lot of it behind if you just pour it out. So you kind of have to scrape it out to get like a lot of it. I mean, I guess you could just like, you know, overestimate and then just like waste a bunch of it, but it's too expensive for that. Yeah, that's a little off, but that's probably fine. Alright, so yeah, I'll scrape with this one and then because it'll be the stir stick anyway. I'm always trying to like monitor how much waste I'm creating, like because everything like I don't use gets, you know, I can't like really I guess I could save it and put it back in the bottle, but I'm still gonna end up scraping it, right? So like if I can just be more accurate, it just helps me work more efficiently. The reason I don't do that is like, because like there's a lot of this on here, right? So if I take it back in there, I'm really just like smearing it around. I'm not even like collecting enough of it. So I'm trying to pull as much of it as I can out of the container. So each time I go back, I'm getting more of it. Especially like right now, because now that they're like together, they're gonna start setting. So I have like, you know, a limited amount of time to like get both halves. I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing it like the best way, you know, it's just like what gets the objective I'm looking for. Yeah, I mean this part's very much like baking. It's all about like getting your amounts right, making sure things are like thoroughly mixed. There's definitely like a baking parallel there. I mean, you just learn to get faster, you know, and then like learning like, okay, that's enough. I can stop there. It's okay if I lose like this little bit. It's just stuff you learn by doing it. So the more you did it, the better you'd get at it. Or the more you'd be like, okay, this is good. I know this is like enough. Alright, so I gotta pour this. I'm gonna run out of time if I don't start soon. Yeah, it's a lot of it's like the cost, just like the monetary cost of this stuff, and the fact that it's like a one-way thing, you know. Um, Once you mix it, like it's gonna set, so you gotta like get it out of there as fast as you can. It's got to be a little bit of trapped air. I always worry that I'm like under measuring. I think I mean the part's covered, so it should be fine. Yes, correct. And they're still in there, but you know, it helps like minimize them, which is important. And then I'm gonna put it in a pressure tank, which does even more to like, it crushes them. It doesn't like remove them, but it makes them super small, so then they're basically invisible. And the whole reason like air bubbles are important is when you put the resin in and you put the resin under pressure, if there are air bubbles, like the air bubbles are gonna compress, which can cause the mold to like deform. So like if you've got like a big bubble like beside, you know, the edge of your part, and you put it under pressure and that like compacts, it's gonna like pull that side of the mold in, so you can end up with like a big like bump on your part or whatever. That's a bump on your part. So you're trying to like, you know, because you don't want it to deform, and that's like the whole point of why you want to minimize the bubbles. Like I have some old molds where like there were too many bubbles in it, and when I would cast it, I would get like these big like bumps on the sides. I would then have to either scrape down, or I'm gonna put this in the pressure tank. So that big one I can let set. I probably have some casts around here somewhere that are from like molds with too many bubbles, where you can kind of see like the defects. It does seem that way, but like what it's doing is like if you're pouring this right and there's like an air bubble right here, as like when that's you with that tall thin stream, so what it does is it pulls the air bubble like long ways, causing it to break. So that's kind of what you're doing when you're doing the high pour. You're trying to like break bubbles by stretching them way out. It's not like it touching the air around it. It's trying to take the air that's in it and like expand it and break it. Now the resin, on the other hand, that being exposed to air will cause it to like harden and stuff faster. So like you want to put that under pressure as fast as you can, so that it doesn't like have a chance to like bubble and expand, because it kind of foams when it cures. So the putting it under pressure prevents the bubbles from expanding. So it's all these like different aspects. You know, the materials have like different properties, and they like kind of respond to the atmosphere in different ways. So a lot of it's like trying to kind of just mitigate that stuff too. All right, there's a little too much in here, so I want to scrape this out before I try to clean this. It's funny you say that about me saying because when I go back to the video and I watch it on YouTube to like put in all the chapter markers to make it easier for people to like skip around in the video, because it's like 4 hours, you know, no one's gonna watch it end to end, so they can kind of see like where the highlights are. When I go through that, and so I'm skipping around to the video, I catch myself saying a lot. So I'm like, oh no, this is like such a mess. I need to like be better about that. But it's like, see, I just did it. When like you are trying to think of what you want to say, sometimes it's better to just pause than, you know, to use a filler word like But it's like, it's a thing you have to like be conscious of. So you're like kind of always thinking about it when you're presenting, essentially. But I still do it a lot. I say and I say like too much. So it's a constant effort to try to like monitor what I'm doing so that I say less of those things. But if you're not really noticing them, then I guess that's good. It means I'm doing an okay job of that. So I shouldn't be quite so critical. Yeah, it's a thing you kind of have to just be conscious of. Like, you listen to yourself talk as you talk. My partner, when she gave her presentation, like for her master's degree, she had a friend of hers watching, because you can have, you know, visitors and stuff who watch you defend. And she had said, because she was a lawyer for a long time, and she was like, you know, you say like a lot and you do this and that, and she's like, here's some ways you can try to minimize that. So she helped her with that, and so her and I talked about it, and so it's made me more conscious of my own speech when I'm in a situation kind of like this where I'm like sort of presenting, but it's like sort of conversational. Okay. I should look and see what I think I have noise gate set. I actually forget what filters I have on right now. I'm mostly trying to eliminate some background noise, like, you know, the computer fan and things like that. And I have a space heater that kicks on every now and then, like during this time of the year. So not drawing too much attention to that is good. Alright, so this is mostly clean. I mean, it's clean enough for now. I mean, it's good for that, though. If it's helping you out with those aspects, then it's worth running it. Yeah, I had to kind of crash course learn a bunch about audio filters when I started, because, like, I don't know anything about audio. Critical. A critical feature. Where's my other? Here it is. So I had to clean this one out. And then I think I have to just jump into another mold, because I have like one more mold I need to make. No, two more molds I have to make. And then I'll have a complete set for this line. Busted. Never. My partner never farts. She just blames it on the cat. And then I yell at the cat because, you know, you got to continue the joke. That seems legit, Reaver. They need a place to go and convene away from the dude bros. Oh yeah, we totally fart in front of each other. And there was like years ago, there was like, you know, that like, don't do that. But now it's just like we laugh about it because it's hilarious. I almost didn't have time to make coffee, but I did, and that's why I was 5 minutes late. Because it's important. Get you some. Alright, what's next? I need to... Well, I need to file these legs down a little bit, so I'm going to do that while that cures. So is it 3:30? Give it a half hour, 40 minutes. So maybe 4:15 I'll pull it out, and then we can try to make the second half. Let's see, where's the other leg at? Where are you, leg? My desk is a hot mess. There it is. Okay, I gotta file these sides down here. So when I take these gloves off, it'll be easier. Alright, let's see. I think I'll just use the Dremel. It'll be a little faster. Alright, so that's there. We need pointy bit. I need this little grindy bit, and probably this engraver bit. We'll switch between. I just want to get like the rough. I actually might use that too, because that thing's a monster. Alright, let's see. So I need to get some of this carved down. So I will start with this thing. It's like we're going to the dentist. I really just want to blend like these muscle lines here. So I'm just trying to carve away some of that. So I don't have to spend 20 minutes sanding it. Actually, I probably should use the engraver bit here. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that with the engraver bit. Sometimes you need like a real precise tip. Yeah. This thing has like a tiny amount of play in it when it's spinning. So I'm just trying to like minimize that. And I carved into the bottom, which is not what I wanted to do. Alright, that's good. Didn't need those, we'll set that aside. Let's see, sandpaper. So we're gonna use this guy. So I just want to blend this surface so it looks like it's all the same contour line. There's like a little bit of a bump right there, and I gotta carve that down. I'll make this more smooth once I get this like roughly shaped. It's like a little bit of a dip, so I'm gonna have to kind of blend that in. Some of this to be like kind of seamless. There shouldn't be like a visual line here on the final part. It should all look like it's part of the same line. I'm trying not to put too many marks on the upper part here because I don't want to have to re-smooth all that either. This could be folded correctly too, and that would help a lot. This has had like a almost like an indent curve to it, and I was trying to remove that and make it kind of just go straight down instead of going like in. I don't know how well I'm going to do that though. I feel like there's still going to be a little divot here. I might have to just live with it and fix it on the next sculpt. That looks alright. So now I can try to smooth that down a little bit. So I've got some slightly softer sandpaper. So now I'm just gonna smooth the surface down to as smooth as I can get it. And I'll put like a sealer on it at the end. But if the surface isn't fine enough, the sealer will like just fall into the cracks and you'll still see like the scuffed texture. A lot of this I gotta do by just like touch because I can't really tell by looking at it if it's smooth enough or not. I can feel a little like bump here. That's the only part that's tough about this, like, sculpting, kit bashing stuff, is you can't always tell, like, where the little imperfections are until you paint it. Oh yeah, buddy. I actually am a fan of the thick thighs, so that's no lie. I don't think she would appreciate being called that, but she does like lifting weights, so there's that. Now I'm trying to smooth out this surface. Like I can feel like a little divot there. Oh no, I know, dude. Don't worry about it. No, you're cool. Don't worry about it. At this point, I'm pretty sure I can tell when you're joking, Cap. Yes, they are quite okay. I have definitely appreciated the rise in popularity of the thick thighs. Okay, that's better. I gotta smooth this stuff out. This is always like, I don't necessarily love making molds, but this is probably the part that I find like the most annoying is like sanding. Talk about like little tedious shit. Yeah, it was, and then people got all like obsessed with rail thin models in what, the 80s, and it's taken 30 years to like get away from that. Sometimes it's a little too fast. It'll like take away too much too quickly. I was using it while you stepped away to get like the rough shape down. So I was using it just like not on the finer stuff. Yeah. Because it was like all chunky around the edge, so I was using it to smooth that stuff down. Now I'm just trying to clean this up. So I gotta do like, every time I sand stuff for like molding, I gotta do like a number of passes on it with like, you know, increasingly finer sandpaper to get like a smooth surface. Even after I like mold stuff, or like I make a cast for like the stuff that I ship, I like will go over it a few times where I cut off like the sprues and stuff and smooth it down to make it look, you know, professional. Or try to anyway. Trying to like, you know, hide the little production, not defects, but like, you know, where it was like attached to the mold and all that. But at least with this stuff I'm doing here, this is like one time, because, you know, once this is like good, it's just going to get molded and I won't have to like do it again. So even though this is a little tedious, I don't necessarily mind doing it because I know it's like going to pay off once I mold it. I will come back with the Dremel at the end. I have like a brush tool, and I'll go over it to get like, it doesn't like buff it, but it's like kind of like buffing it. I'll take a lot of the really fine scratches out with the high-speed brush. so it'll like give it like a smooth surface. I'm trying to just like do it by touch because I can't really see if there's like any little defects. That's probably good. Alright, so this is, I think this is a little bit finer. Maybe it's the same, I can't really tell anymore. Yeah, I was like, maybe I don't need coffee today, and then I was like, no, never mind. That's stupid. I'm gonna make it now real quick. So fortunately I had enough time where I wasn't like super late. Which is finer, this one. This thing's like beat. It's basically just a buff. It's not there to like take out roughness. See, it's probably tough to see on camera, but like every time I go over this, it gets like a little shinier. Yeah, it's an obsession. I don't know, it's like my comfort drink, you know? I'm like, okay, I have my coffee, I can go to work now. Yeah, that's a lot better. I can go over it with this, and then I'll hit it with the brush, and then this one will be done. I should probably do like the bottom surface too, because it's like pretty rough. Just to make it prettier if I'm already doing this. Yeah, you can like see it now. I'm like worried that this like, I can like feel that. Whatever. It'll be fine. Don't overthink it. Alright, now I'll do the bottom real quick. This one. Yeah, this has got to be the most tedious part for sure. Like, for me. Some people love this finishing stuff, but it's kind of a drag for me. But it needs to be done. It's weird when you take like your hobby and turn it into a job, and you're just like, wait, there are these parts here that I like don't love doing. I wouldn't say that I hate finishing. It just depends on the context. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. Smooth. See if I got a foot here I can check it out with. That's the wrong one. Batman's pretty good. All right, I'll do the spinny wheel at the end, because then it'll feel more satisfying that they're both done. God, this music makes you think of The Witcher. Maybe now it doesn't, but I don't know. They're good. Sometimes I don't get them, but you know, I can appreciate it. Yeah, I like puns too. Yeah, I definitely enjoy like a good pun. I'm not always clever enough to come up with them, but I still enjoy them. That totally makes sense. Cause those people are boring. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, there's still a bump there. Yeah, if you can't have fun while you're working, I mean, it's pretty boring. I've worked with those people too, and I've like been to those places where like nobody jokes. They just like keep to themselves, and I'm like, well, this is miserable. Can't wait to leave this place as soon as possible. Definitely some elf rock shit. I know, right? I'm just like sexually assaulting this leg. if it's available on Netflix for you, you should definitely check out Big Mouth. It's pretty in line with what we're talking about. So it's like a bunch of comedians making this show about kids going through adolescence, and it's pretty good. I just like to laugh. Oh yeah, 100%. feel like if you're not laughing like regularly, I don't know how you even want to live. Laughter and comedy is like essential. It's a stress reliever too. Like if you're not, enjoying some comedy, you're gonna die early. Alright, so I didn't do this part here. Couldn't tell just by looking at it. Yeah, I've known those people too. Like my mom is a good one. She like doesn't. She like okay, so she sent us this package like kind of as a surprise for Christmas, and it's like don't open until Christmas, and right, and it's just like a brown box. So I'm like okay, so we put it like where our tree is supposed to be because we don't have one yet. That's a long story. And so we're like texting last night, and she's like, I sent her a picture. I was like, hey, we got the thing. And she was like, when did Santa drop it off? And I was like, because she sent it UPS. So I was like, I'm like, oh, I don't know, sometime yesterday. He was driving a brown truck. It was weird. And she was like, that's UPS. I was like, oh, okay. Never mind. Even my partner was like, your mom doesn't understand comedy, does she? And I was like, no. So, I don't know what to do about that. Alright, that seems okay. And like there's a little bit of a bump there. A little bit of a bump. Low bumps. Like my mom was a nice person, but somewhere along the line she like forgot how to participate in society. She like doesn't watch anything, doesn't read anything. She has access to like our Netflix and stuff, and I'm just like, what are you doing? How do you have no interest in anything? I don't know, it's very confusing. I gotta smooth it out. That sounds difficult. Yeah, I tend to give up pretty fast on people. And like, if I can't make them laugh, I'm just like, okay, I guess this is our relationship now. That's that's all right though. It's good to have like, you can still have like lady friends. I have plenty of lady friends. Actually, like, um, I tend to prefer having like women as friends to men, mostly because like there's no like macho bullshit to deal with. You can just kind of say like, whatever's on your mind, and no one's gonna give you shit for it. I mean, as long as you're not being like a misogynist asshole, then. But that's a whole different thing. So I tend to like having women as friends. Now, if I could just get more of them into like nerdy toy stuff and things like that in video games, then But I'll take what I can get. Yeah, I have a lot of my like really close friends are women. I just appreciate the relationship more. It tends to be more like real, you know? So it's always nice. Yeah, right? Like actually listen instead of just like blowing you off. And they're not like, you know, they're not gonna like try to flex on you or whatever with like their thing that they bought, because like they're not, you know, you're not gonna have to worry about trying to compete in that kind of way. Yeah, I'd agree with that. But that's why it's good to like, you know, have those relationships and break all those barriers. What's like the guys who were like complain about their wife or whatever, and it's like, why did you get with her then if you don't actually like who she is? That doesn't make any sense. Heck, I spend more time around my partner, especially now. Like, if we didn't get along really well, I mean, it'd be a nightmare. Yeah, it may. I don't understand. It just makes no sense to me at all. And I'm immediately like, usually on their wife's side if they like split. I'm like, well, you are kind of an asshole, so it's your own fault. Right. That's why I'm a big proponent of like, you know, if you're gonna like, you know, don't like look at dating as like trying to meet someone to date. You know, like just meet people, and like if you hit it off with a lady, then you know, great. Like, cause you start off as friends, and that's like a better foundation to start off a relationship on. Cause like, you don't have to like date to have a good relationship. I'm trying to round this off a little bit. This is where because this is a cast, so the like glue connection is still on here, so I'm trying to round that out. Which is the rougher one? This one? No. This one? Just got so much like shit caked in it. So use that. I think I'm missing. Yeah, whatever. I guess I just. Oh, that sucks. That, like, you know, she was kind of that disconnected. But then you made the right decision to just, like, cut that. Oh, especially if he's, like, a non masker. Fuck that. Just, like, get out of here. I don't have time for this kind of, this level of, like, disrespect for everyone around you. Yeah, I've also terminated some friendships during the pandemic over similar stuff. It's like, okay, I see where you are, so we're just gonna we're just gonna end this, so I don't have to deal with your stupidity anymore. Oops. It's not worth it. Yeah, it definitely sounds like the right call. This has got like dirt caked in it. I might have to actually wash this off. Yeah, that's not ironic to be like, oh, I like that you're direct, except when you're like that with me, and then I hate it. I'm like, okay. I'm confused. Oh, shit. I must have... Nope, there's the peg. There's the connection. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a shitty situation and worth eliminating. Well, it sounds like you're the one that made out in that situation, so that sounds like a win. Agreed, Reaver. Yeah, I ended up booting more people that I've known for like a very long time. I kind of I got very aggressive on social media for a while, and kind of taking the like, you know, let the trash take itself out kind of way, letting people like reveal who they are, and but then some of them I did have to like manually unfriend and cut ties with. And that one just sounds a little too contradictory. It's probably better to just let that one go. That's a good enough reason to just like cut ties with someone that like you never know where they're like at. It's like, all right, this is like just too much mental work. I'd rather just not do this. Yeah, that sounds generous to say it was strained. Or not generous, conservative? You're being nice? Yeah. Alright, so that's all smoothed down. That's not exactly perfect. I like filled this defect and it's never quite looked right. See if I can smooth this over a little bit. Yeah, I totally feel you, Reaver. I've done the same thing. There have been like a number of times in my life that I've just like cut ties with friend groups. I'm just like, this is too much strain on me. yeah, dude, you won't even like miss this person eventually. Like later, you just won't even. You'll be like, no, that was like kicking that person was like the right thing to do. It's just not worth it. Let's see. That's the smoother one. That's the, I feel like these two are the same, and I just have lost count, lost track. Oh, sadness. It's not permanent, don't worry. It's just strained with, like, you know, the stupid pandemic that's hopefully nearing its end now that we're seeing vaccines be deployed. I mean, it's not going to be, like, over, but... I mean, having your space is good, though. Like... Even like my partner and I, we're together literally all the time because of the pandemic. But like we still have like our own time apart, you know, like I'm working here right now and she's like doing stuff downstairs. Alright, let's see. I gotta finish this bottom one. Like it's not quite where I'd like it to be. Yeah. Yeah, I mean I've like moved around so much that um I've had to like leave friends behind, you know, like not like forever, but you know, physically. So even like good friends are basically virtual, you know, at this point because I like live 2,000 miles away, so it's not like we can hang out even if we wanted to. All right, and I'm gonna buff these things, and then I'm gonna build a mold for them. Is this the one I want? Or is it this one? One of these two. I forget which one I use. Yeah, this one's probably better. Yeah, I definitely feel for people who are single right now. It's gonna be like hard, you know, like because dating, online dating, just seems like uh, just too risky. It's like as much as it sucks, it's better just to like wait till it's like safe to see people in public again. It's like definitely difficult, but you just gotta lean on those like friendships until like you know you can safely tread into that space again. Yeah, I have a friend like that. I don't know. I don't know if we're friends anymore, but she's always been like very distant. Doesn't really respond to like, messages or anything. So I've always like wondered if we're actually friends or not. Um, like we've met up a few times over the years, and so I'm like, I don't know, you agreed to meet up with me, and like we're having fun in, at this moment, but then like you won't contact me again, so I don't understand. It's just very confusing, and like I should have just probably, you know, stopped making an effort. But I was like, no, no, we're still friends, right? And now she's like unfriended me recently, so I don't know if it's for my like uh, left wing rage over the pandemic or if it's like something else. So I feel like it's better to just let it go. Alright, this seems. Oh, that's the wrong foot. Unfortunately, I can't test fit that. It's at 418, so I can open this mold and see how this thing's going. Or not this mold, this I don't know. That's like a very, personal thing with like, well, that's only a thing she could ever answer. It's, not outside the realm of possibility, though. I'm gonna drain this air tank. It's gonna be kind of loud. Alright, that's good. So now I gotta peel this crap off and rebuild the box and make more silicone, and then it'll be done. So these guys are probably ready to go, so I'm gonna do this first because then this will be like totally done, and it'll be one more mold I can put aside. Alright, man, thanks for hanging out, Reaver. Awesome. Glad you had a good time. Yeah. Stop back whenever you're able. Later, dude. Really hoping I don't snap this blade by accident. just gonna finish prying this glue off. Stuff hasn't usually been like bonding this tightly, but today for some reason it's like, I do not want to release. No release. It's like fucking cement. When I posted a picture of the previous one on Instagram, I was like, I put text over it. I was like, fleshy watermelon meat molds, because it definitely looked like chunks of meat. Where's my knife at? There it is. This thing is so dull. Well, I haven't been able to just pull it off before. I guess that's good. Oh yeah, very watermelony. Which is like kind of fun in like a silly way. Go for it. I only have my 1 cup. That's all I have per day. I might have to cut that off. No, they should be fine because there's going to be like an inch gap. Not an inch. There's going to be a gap on this side. This is such a mess. Just trying to pull this off without pulling the mold or the parts out of the mold, because that is not what I want to do. So I'm just going to carve this away kind of slow. Not super slow. I don't want to be here all day doing this. I want to get to the meat. Yeah, they really are. They don't seem to get any cheaper. Yeah, dude, I'll go to like the grocery store and buy like 5 things and it's like $30. I'm just like, what is happening? I thought it was supposed to be cheaper to make food at home. Yeah, I totally feel you there. We've been like cooking a lot at home, and it always is like expensive, even when we're like, we know we're saving money, but it's like, damn, it doesn't seem like it. And we were like guilty of like eating out a lot in the past too. That was like our main like way to waste money was to go out. And now we don't go anywhere. We're still spending a ton on food. It's crazy. I don't know if I've had Balinese. I mean, like, I honestly can't even tell you what it is. That's how unsure I am that I've had it before. Like, I've heard the word, but I don't think I know what it is. Oh, okay. I don't know. Probably not. Okay. I actually don't eat a lot of spaghetti, like pasta and sauce. Every now and then, but not too often. Though, my partner's been making this, like, I can't remember what it is. It's like spinach, some kind of spinach chicken pasta in like a white sauce. It's pretty good. That's about as close as I've gotten to pasta and sauce in a while. Oh, I'm sure. It's always like, there's always like a better version you can make at home. And now whether I'm capable of making it is something else. Yeah, same. This is like the only type of pasta and sauce that I'm having is the stuff that she's been making. We eat a lot of chicken. This is good, right? Yeah. So these are the keys. I can throw this glue away. Oh yeah. Fried chicken is delicious. Yeah, for sure. I gotta like start watching my cholesterol, so I gotta not eat too much like fried stuff. So I can't have fried chicken too often, but when I do, I really enjoy it. Pizza's another thing I gotta like watch. I tend to eat too much of that too. I feel like the pandemic's made everyone gain weight, unless people are like crazy about working out, which is not me. Like I'll ride my bike somewhere or I'll go on like a walk, but that's about the extent of my interest in exercising. Alright, that's good. He's good. Yeah, I'm getting that too. Not like too much, but more than I'm used to. And I think part of it's just like getting older, which sucks, but such is life. Oh, this is from my cat. I was I can I play pretty aggressively with him sometimes. So he was like trying to get away. So he like kicked like back at my hand, and you know, it's fine. It's not the worst cat cut I've had. I brought it on myself, so I can't really like be upset with him, you know. I'm just like, no, I'm not done. We're not done cuddling. And he's like, yes, we are. So, you know. My cat's not really assholes. If I'm not like antagonizing him, he's pretty sweet. So, like I said, you know, I tend to bring it on myself, so I can't really blame him. But kind of the aggressive cuddling is partly what has made our cats like so friendly. Where like they don't necessarily mind being picked up and stuff, and they like attention. So the one who gave me the scratch, he like follows me around a lot. He's like my shadow. So he's not like, you know, he wasn't doing it to like be an asshole. He was just, he gets really wound up, and then he gets like very bitey because he's an adopted cat from outside. So he still has that like that aggressive streak in him. I don't know. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate. I've had like, how many cats have I had? I've lost a number of cats to like sickness. So I think I'm at 7. I've had 7 cats like throughout my life. And they've all been very very affectionate animals. But I think it's like people, they're like, oh, cats don't like to be touched. They don't like to, they're not affectionate. So people like don't pay attention to them, which then makes them like that. It'd be like if you ignored your dog all the time. You just like never pet him, never played with him. Like he'd get like standoffish, you know, he wouldn't want to be touched. So if you ignore something, it's gonna get like, you know, it's gonna get kind of hostile. God damn, this is really on here. I mean, I don't know. I treat mine pretty. I don't know what normal is, but you know, if you're not like being mean to my cat, then you know we don't have a problem. Like if someone's mean to my cat, then I'll definitely put my cat above them. Doesn't matter who they are. I don't know if I need a sharper knife or if this stuff is just like extra grippy today. Yeah, well, she sounds like a special kind of person. Special being an asshole. Yeah, that's a hard line to walk when you're like mean to everyone, but then you're like, everyone's an asshole. Like, no. If everyone's the asshole, then that usually means you're the asshole. Anytime it's everyone else's problem, it's probably like that person who's the problem. They just like can't see it. I wouldn't have guessed. I don't know. It's like I understand, but on one hand, it's like, by being like mad at her if she's not in your life, like, it's really just hurting you because you're carrying that around with you, and it might like feel better for a while, but at some point, it's just like baggage that isn't helping you. It's like even all the dumbass people that I like have known that I've had to kind of cut ties with. I'm just like, whatever. There's no point in me being like mad at you just because you're like not a great person. Because like it's not helping me at all, And I got enough crap to like worry about, let alone some like Trump supporting Yahoo. Oh, that's cool. Talk about whatever you want. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting here in silence, either talking to myself if I'm on stream or if I'd be just have music on. So, feel free. I'm not doing anything too interesting right now. I'm just getting these things ready for like building the rest of this thing so I can have this one be done. I'd like to be able to get the rest of these molds done this week, because then I could start casting stuff like full figures over the weekend, which would be pretty cool. I guess within reason. I don't know. I guess it just depends what the thing is. Nothing that'll get me banned, I guess, right? I don't know. I guess like it's one of those things you're like you got to self-censor, right? You're like, I don't know if this is like a little too sus, then maybe I should just like keep it to myself. Because even like in my private Discord for my magic group, I'm like pretty vocal, but I don't. There's like plenty of stuff I won't like say because I don't know everyone like that well, to where I'm like comfortable just saying like anything. There's really not too many people I'm even comfortable enough in real life to like say anything to. But I feel like it's just that, like, you know, everyone has, like, stuff they don't tell anyone. It doesn't even have to be, like, it's not necessarily bad stuff. It's just personal stuff you don't really talk to anyone about. And that's, like, okay, because I think it's pretty normal. So how long you been streaming? Like, when did you start? Yeah, everyone's like different, you know, where their like threshold of comfort is. That's like fine, because people shouldn't be like forced to, you know, talk about stuff they're not that comfortable with. Okay. So you started like pretty. That's right, you did. Yeah, we did talk about this before. You started like pretty soon after I did, because I started like the last week of October, just like on a whim one day. So I'd thought about it, and I was just like, I'm just gonna do it, whatever. And then I just kept doing it, and here we are. Hey, what's up, Sabretooth? Yeah, I can't self-censor all the time, but, you know, gotta know your audience, I guess, right? Haha. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have like half the requirements. I don't have nearly enough followers. And I think I don't have enough like concurrent people chatting. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not really that concerned about it. As in, not at all concerned about it. I assume if I keep doing it, I'll eventually get there. Alright, I gotta dust this thing with mold release. So I gotta put the window in. Put the fan in the window. Oh yeah, you definitely stream more than me. I'm just doing the 3 days a week for 4 hours, so I think I'm at like, what is that? 4 times 21. So like 80 hours, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna stream for every day. I don't think I don't have like the stamina for it. Alright, let's see, how big is this thing? Oh wait, this needs to be bigger. So like this. Oh, MST3K is what, Mystery Science Theater 3000. So like what you watch, like watch your old streams and then like make fun of them. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. There's probably like not many people doing that too, so it'd be like something that could be kind of unique to you. Oh, okay, that makes sense. You can just do a recent one. Just start doing it. You figure it out as you go. Yeah, that'd be good. That's a good suggestion. Well, does your mod stream cap? Because you already like have a relationship there, so like it'd be easier to like do it with someone you know. Ah, okay. Oh, that's pretty flat. Okay. So I can just pretty much fill this all in. You could alternate though, you know, do a little cyberpunk, do a little bit of shit, I'm blanking on the name of it. Oh fuck. Okay. So I gotta carve this out. Where is my... I guess I could just use this. So let's put here. There's probably an audience for that. My modern game knowledge is so bad. I've played so few games in the last like 10 years. Huh. Sounds interesting. I like stuff that makes you like think. Because then it's like you're still like exercising your brain a little bit. The math part I'd be a little weak on. Okay, that's another game I don't have too much experience with. I've never like played D&D like the like with people. So yeah, as far as games, I pretty much just play like solo stuff, which I assume Path to Exile or Path from Exile is. I always get it confused with Path to Exile, which is a card from Magic that I use quite a bit to make my opponents sad. Yeah, you did. A number of times. Well, that's cool for him. Yeah, I don't know too much about like the origins of the game. I know like some mathematician, Richard Garfield, made it up. Um, I've only been playing for like 7 years. Yeah, I feel you there. Especially with like the pandemic, like time literally has like no meaning. I was like, what day is it? How many days have I been home? I have no idea. Alright, this is probably adequate. Path of Exile, yeah. Path to Exile is in my knowledge pool. Alright, that's gonna have to be good. Good enough. Where's the bucket for this shit at? Here it is. Yeah, I have a friend who's got way deeper magic knowledge than I do. It's definitely like a cool universe, and they should do something with it, like story-wise, instead of like just trying to leverage the card game into a digital game. It's a lot of story potential they're just like wasting. Alright, well, appreciate you hanging on anyway. I'm just making a mess, doesn't matter. Alright, let's see, so that's very crooked. So I guess we'll do... This will probably work, right? These are probably big enough. That one's not. Are these? Nope, those are the same. So I need another piece here. He's just a working fool. Gotta get that, gotta make that money. That's like my average bedtime is 1 a.m. So I feel you, Cap. I've been trying to go to bed by then. Sabretooth's not a quitter. He's just quiet in the corner, watching and silently judging. And when necessary, vocally judging. Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, I usually like watch TV with my partner like late at night and then derp around online on Instagram or whatever. And then I go to bed. Yeah, I guess I do finish up at 2, your time. Unless I run over, which I've been doing lately. No, you gotta stay all the way. You gotta commit. Yeah, 100% commitment. Uh-huh. I see. No. I ain't staying up till 2 a.m. either. Oh, that's too far back, isn't it? No, I think, Sabretooth, you're what, Eastern time? She'd be minus, see, I'm -7. So I think Sabretooth would be what? -6? No, -5. Yeah, okay, 2 hours. Yeah, I was trying to remember what the GMT was. I thought it was -5. Oh, shit. Let's see, so this is the big wall, right? So I want it to be like this. Yeah. That one. P.I. Miomai. Miomai. Let's see, so that needs to be out about that much. Stay, you bastard. Yep. Nobody cares about the Midwest. Well, I mean, there's Chicago. That's about it. Yeah, I used to live in Chicago, and that was like the only thing worthwhile in like the whole central time zone. Yeah, that's the only redeeming quality of the Midwest. I've gotten real sloppy with this placement. I guess I could do that. No, because I gotta do this. I need to... Fuck. I need to get another piece. Oh well. This one's just going to be kind of a mess. And that's going to have to be fine. Fuck. You son of a bitch. This thing's a fucking mess. Very not square. Very not square. Looks like I could combine these and make a smaller piece. This is a mess, but it's fine. It's fine, because it has to be fine. Alright, that'll just be the inside. Alright. The sloppiest rectangle I've made in a while. It's more like a fucking trapezoid. Trapezoid toys would also be an appropriate name, as things are often kind of askew. They work, but they're not always pretty. Well, that's fun. So Adobe's like the Microsoft of design shit now, where they're like, oh, we have to update the entire operating system before you can open your email. Come on. Oh yeah, they're a blight on humanity in general. Nice. So that's official, finally. So there's no more complaint crying about that. How they're gonna replace everyone with Trump electors. I love how they were just like, we're not even arguing that, like, there's actual fraud and maybe this isn't the right amount. But it's like, they're like, no, we just want to flip the election. We just want to switch it to Trump. Like, who we're not concerned about, because clearly he should have won. Which makes no fucking sense. Oh, this is great. This just fucking shifted. Stay, you bastard. Motherfucker, come on. Alright, that's not exactly where you're supposed to be, but fudge. Yeah, of course. What? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to, like, check out this bullshit after I'm done. This fucking clown. Yeah, it's insane that his, like, these people are still giving him money. Like, why does this supposed, like, billionaire success story need, like, poor people giving him donations if he's so successful and amazing? Oh yeah, no way. They're like the masses are the disaster. Fuck, this thing might actually be too tall. That's gonna go like pretty much to the top. It's gonna be toy. Toy as in a very close call. I hope it's all sealed. I can't really tell. I don't want to move it too much. Yeah, it really brought out the stupid. Well, it's like I feel like Trump led that charge, right? He like led the whole like, oh, this is fake, it's gonna go away, and then that just like spread to every other like dumb idiot in the world. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that is like the best quote from that movie. Or that franchise, probably. Alright, let's see. So this thing is an asymmetric mess. It's a trapezoid and not a fucking rectangle. So it's time for math round 2. $5:20. I still have 40 minutes, plenty of time. Okay. So let's see. So this is the front. So what's my total space here? Oh yeah, I saw that today. That was fucking ridiculous. Fucking Proud Boys. Those guys are a fucking cancer. 6.2. 5.8. 8.5. 8.2. And then how big is this? 9? No. 8.5. Well, that's I don't even know what to say. Of course he's on the inclusivity committee and like fucking Proud Boys supporter. Alright, so let's see total. So 8, I'll say 8.4. 8.4. 6, so down 2 is 6. Okay, so then it's gonna be 6. That way it'll be 8.4 this way. No, not that way, this way. So 8.5, 8.56. Alright, so the total is going to be 8.5 times 8. You piece of shit. 8.5 times 6. 433.50. Yeah, same. I like read a thing about like what the different Twitch emotes mean, and all these like guys like goes over my head because I don't know them. What was that? 4.7. 4.7. 7.2. Yeah, same. I'm definitely getting more gray hairs than I would like. 7. Okay, so that's the base. So this riser is 2. 2.3. So we've got this, the back wall, 2.3. How wide is this thing? Fuck, I can't even get like an accurate measurement. 3.3. That's hilarious. And appropriate. Alright, 4.4. No, the fucking height is 2.3. This is 4.4. 3.2. Yeah, I already did this one. I don't need that. 2.3, 3.2, and this is how fucking tall. I'll go to like there. 4. Okay, so let's see. Base is 2.3 times 7.1 times 4.7. Math, 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 math. Not fun, but necessary. Times 4.7. 76, so we'll just say 77. Back wall is 3.2 times 7.1 times 4. 91. So 8, 9, 10, 16, 168. 433, 168. Let's see. 433 minus 168 equals 265. 265 is what I need. So divide this in half, right? 130, 2.5 is 3, so 133. I'm gonna round this to 135, I guess. So 135 A and B. Okay. Math, 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 math. Alright, let's see if I've got vessels for this. Alright, so this will do 135. That is a lot of resin. Not resin, silicone. 50, 125, 75, 100, 125. Almost spatula time. Round 2. Fight. 125, 135, 145, right? So here. You know you love it. Spatulio. Spatula City. Coming to your hometown. What's the classic rock song that sounds like they're saying Spatula City? I don't know, because I don't know classic rock that well. But there is one. It always finds a way to fucking pull it aside. Man, there's a movie I haven't seen in a while. All I remember from that is Doing a drink from the fire hose. Oh man. It's hard to top Weird Al. Unfortunately, I won't get to pull this today. I thought I could have the whole thing like done, but just took longer than I expected. Yes. Oh man. That dude is a true legend. I feel like I'm using way too much, but it's probably not as much as I think it is. Fucking Phoenix cops, man, they love their police helicopter. They just like circle neighborhoods with it on a spotlight. It's very annoying. I'm sure it's a great use of taxpayer money. Gotta make sure you terrorize the pores. Alright. Let's see. I need a big vessel for these. Such a big vessel. Doink. That's probably too big. Yeah, we could do this. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I got another 20-ish minutes. So I should be able to get this poured to get it in the mold. Or get the mold poured to get that in the pressure tank. Which I need to prime here in a second. You still waiting for Adobe there, Sabretooth? I've like probably 90% switched to Affinity, like Serif's Affinity stuff so far. I know there's not like, it's not all one-to-one features yet. There's still quite a bit lacking. But I'm finding for just like my general use, I've been pretty happy with them. I've been going to Affinity Designer a lot lately. I was laying out some MTG card proxies in Publisher the other night because I bought some foreign cards. Well, non-English. I've been trying not to call shit like that foreign. So I make like little English text overlays. I'm pretty happy with them. I like Designer a lot. I was doing extruded text. I was like redoing my extruded text on my logo, and one of the things that like always bugged me about Illustrator is like when you hover over in anchor point edit mode, you'll see like the dot on the line where it's like following the tangent, but like it's not as easy to like click on it. So in Affinity, there's like a little, when you're hovering your cursor over like a path, it'll put a perpendicular line on it that will move with your cursor, and anywhere you click it puts a point on it, like adds a point that's on the tangent. So it made it really easy to like move a point and snap it onto like a tangent. Just I found it to be a little easier than it is in Illustrator. So there's like little there are things that are more frustrating about it, but then there's a lot of little quality of life things that I'm liking. So like in that aspect, I think just in quality of life, it's better than Adobe. At least Illustrator, and I like live in Illustrator. But Illustrator's like its user experience is fucking terrible. Remedy, guessing and rebuilding. That's interesting and terrifying. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget it, because I will. You got too much crap on it. Yeah, like, I mean, it's hard to compete with Adobe just with like the legacy of features, because, you know, they've had 20 plus years to build that shit. But for like the short time that Designer has been around, I think it's a pretty polished piece of software, and they both do like CMYK, like proper CMYK and color modes and whatnot, so that they're like ready to go for print. So like, cause I gotta do like header cards and stuff, so I have to design things that like look good online, and then also things that like are ready for print. And being able to like design it in CMYK is nice. I've just started using Publisher, and I like it so far. I haven't used photo very much, so I don't do a lot of photo editing. But once I like get a new set of figures and stuff, I'll be doing photo editing, because I gotta like knock out backgrounds and all that. So I'll be doing all that in photo. So I'll have a better like assessment of its ability compared to Photoshop. Oh yeah, I'm sure like the latest versions of Photoshop are like amazing, but like I can't justify like the cost. And I've been bootlegging it for years, and it's just like gotten too difficult now. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna try like just getting away from it because I don't use it enough to justify paying like monthly. So I've been working with Affinity to see how much I like it, and then see like, you know, do I need like, there's apparently some other vector app out called was it like Vector Styler or something, and it's like in beta and it's free. So I've been meaning to install that. That's insane. I assume we're gonna just eventually see like just deepfake features like just built directly into Photoshop, where you just like map someone's face onto like a 3D model or something, or a video. Because wasn't it like, it was a couple of years ago that Adobe at like Max or whatever showed off their like what's basically deepfake audio. I just remembered this is like starting to cure, so I gotta quit fucking around with this. I assume like the AI and machine learning in Photoshop's just gonna get better and better every year. With like shit like that, where you can just kind of manufacture a person out of like some fragments. Which is great for a designer, but it's also like, you know, obviously it can be an issue for like news and facts and stuff. That's all that really concerns me about that, but I mean, it's like inevitable. Someone's gonna do it. Might as well be Adobe. Yeah, fucking machine learning is like insane with what's gonna be possible soon. Shit, I like thought I didn't have enough, or too much. Now I feel like I don't have enough. I'm gonna have to just jam some pieces in here. Push this level up. I might be able to squeeze enough out of this container though. Well, it's like just barely covering the top. I can jam a couple pieces in here, it might be alright. Shit. Okay, here it is. too big? Let's cut it in half. I'll just cut that off the bottom. Well, hopefully that's enough. Yeah, I normally would have gone smaller. I was just kind of like worried about the setup time. I probably had enough time to like cut it into smaller pieces. I'm gonna slice that stuff off the bottom when it comes out. I think I was just like a little worried. There were those 3 white pegs in there, which is what I was butting up against. So that's why I didn't like try to force it. I think it'll be fine. Guess I'll find out in an hour. Alright, that's good. Fucking cat hair, god damn it. Yeah, that was definitely like a little mistake on my part. I should have just used smaller pieces. I need to like take a little bit of time and chop up the stuff in that bag so it's like more ready for that if I need it. And I can just pull pieces out instead of having to kind of cut it on the fly. I'm still working on my panic moments where I'm like, you know, worried it's gonna overflow, or not overflow, but like be short and then kind of rushing to try to fill the space. Here's my little dropper at. There it is. Yeah, that's true about the people don't value like the level of polish that a pro can do versus like an app. I don't know, it's tough because it's like not really a thing they can really even understand because it almost feels like magic. I mean, even as like a designer myself, there's like plenty of stuff I see that just like blows my mind. A friend of mine shared this video on Facebook. It was like this the Queen's Gambit, and it's like going through different scenes and showing like it's like overlaying, you know, what's been changed in like visual effects and whatnot, and how like, you know, how much the scenes are changed. They like take this like mansion or whatever, and it's like snow covered, and there's like trees in the front, and all that stuff was like added. And I like commented, you know, and said this was like really cool. And people like bash CG, but they don't realize like that it's in everything. You know, even your like dramas have a ton of CG in them. Whether it's like fixing lighting or, you know, adding, removing things from the scene. That it plays like such a pivotal role. General consensus of quality is good enough for government work. Yeah, I could see that. I'm honestly surprised we didn't see like more deepfakes passed off as real in this election cycle. Because Trump definitely seems like the kind of person who'd be willing to do anything to like make his opponents look bad. With the amount of like, you know, oh, that's fake news of him saying, I'm surprised that his campaign didn't try to pass off actual fake stuff like generated deepfakes as real. I could see that. But it's like, I don't know. When you look at the amount of like people who just committed to Trump, like facts be damned, that if you were like, that's a deepfake, his campaign made that to like, you know, discredit Biden or whoever, that his like followers would be like, yeah, well, Biden deserves it. Like, you know, he's just like telling the truth, even if he's like making it up. Yeah, I feel like it's inevitable though. We're gonna see it. We're gonna move into that like cyberpunk dystopia where, you know, evidence can just be manufactured against you. And that's the truly scary part. It's not even like it happening in elections. It's like evidence being manufactured, video being manufactured to like incriminate, you know, normal people. I mean, hopefully not, but I don't know. It's we're moving into unprecedented times. Yeah, that's true for like now, right? But who knows, like 5, 10 years, where that technology is gonna end up? How good is that gonna be? Are you gonna get to a point where like, you know, you can like, I don't know. I mean, manufacturing entire scenes obviously is like a lot of work. There's entire effects departments that do that. But I don't know. I know it's not like an immediate threat. I just feel like it's like looming at some like unknown point in the nearish future. I mean, that's if we don't see like, you know, economic and environmental collapse before then, where that stuff doesn't matter. Yeah, I try not to like doom and gloom it, you know. But like coming from like the design field, I at least have some idea of, like you said, like you're saying, you know, what's like possible, versus like what's, you know, doable, but it would take like an entire team and a lot of work to make a reality. And even Hollywood hasn't like perfected, you know, CG actors and stuff yet. So we're still even a way away from that being believable. And they've got huge budgets. Alright, so these are clean. That's clean. This is off. Put some of this stuff away. It's like a massacre of figure body parts off camera. I feel like this station has gotten kind of repetitive. I feel like I'm hearing the same tracks or variations of the same tracks. I mean, there's probably not many artists doing a lot royalty-free music, so I assume there's going to be some repetition. Yeah, I gotta go eat some dinner and stuff myself. So thanks for joining, even if for a little while. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.